It turns out that I massively underestimated the tribe. I don't know if you recall, but in my last video I said, hey guys, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll do a useless omicron. Right. I guess we'll get to that in a moment, but something else that's come in that's absolutely huge and I'm very excited to get involved with is the update to the Lightspeed tokens. Couple of things that we're going to talk about today, tribe. You'll want to hang on tight. Don't like this video because I won't do any more omicrons that are useless. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald-headed boy scribe. How the devil are you doing? I apologize if I look a little bit weird. I don't know if it's a migraine. I don't know what it is, but it hurts. Okay, it hurts. My life is in danger. However, some good things to go through today. All right, events first and foremost. We did have the recent Ignite the Spark era battle, and this thing was a lot easier, in my opinion, than the ISB one. I was able to go through all the way to tier 4 on my free-to-play alt account over here using my trusty new Rebel fighters. Let's just grab them and get them up on the screen for you. Now, on this account, this free-to-play account, I did get the 5-star unlock of Cassian. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. I apologize. Aforementioned migraine-ish thing going on. So I had the 5-star Cassian unlock, which means, of course, I had Cinta, Claire, and Val all at Relic 2. I did a little bit of rejigging and pretty much hit full auto and won. It was kind of neat. My main account did struggle a little bit more. Let's just take a look at that. I know this must seem really oxymoronic to think that, oh, my high relic level investment main account that's got like R10 Cassian and R9 on the others actually struggled more. It's because these guys hit really hard and Val just has this tendency, she wants to just like immediately perish. She immediately wants to go the way of the dodo. So I did do a little bit of changing. I god modded them up. I put my best mods. I'll show those mods in a second just to go over how I modded these for anybody that is interested in going through, or maybe somebody that's struggling to get that top tier done. I did a little bit of manual play and then I hit full auto until we got to the end because I wanted to make sure that going into the final wave, we didn't have the AI playing it kind of stupid and making silly attacks. They like to try and just spread the damage around. We won't focus on one unit, we'll just let them all casually heal up again to full, whilst we slowly chip away. You can see over here though, look at my Vel, man. That Vel is god modded up the wazoo right now, Relic 9, and she is barely hanging in by a thread, constantly losing all of her protection, and trust me when I say it does not take a whole lot for her to go from full health to 0 health with like 1 mass assist from these guys. So I had her modded with quite a bit of health, but a good amount of defense and some decent amounts of speed over there just to try to make sure she doesn't immediately perish. Now, when I did change up the modding to be like sort of top tier modding that I could possibly get on my account, it was a lot easier, but it did kind of beg the question, I feel like, if somebody has put in all the relics, I'm thinking from CG's perspective here, right? Somebody is on a new account and they whaled their way to R10 Cassian, R9 on the rest. You'd think that it wouldn't also require a high level of modding to complete, because that feels kind of unfairly punitive towards the new player experience, right? The new whale experience. I don't mind things having a bit of trickiness to it, a little bit of smarts to it, you know? This one didn't feel like that, because it just feels like Vel, even at high relics, is still very squishy. Either that, or maybe it's just these guys just deal a heck of a lot of damage, that it just felt unfair. So as you see, before going into the final wave, I took it off auto, and I'm like, let's just use basic abilities to try and make sure that going into that last wave, I've got all of my abilities off cooldown, do you know what I mean? So that we can just go in and hammer down the units really quick. And it seemed to work, So I decided I'm going to go after Dedra first. If we get rid of Dedra, that will be great. Didn't have everything off cooldown, as you can see, but we're okay with that. Roll out, focus on Dedra, because when she goes, KX becomes so much less of a threat. I placed the keen stratagem over there on Cinta, because I was like, yeah, she does some damage. Claire's probably another good shout. And then just focus Dedra. As you can see, sometimes Cinta is just like, I'm just going to wipe the floor with your face. And then it becomes easy. Just mass assist into KX. You don't have to worry about Major Partygasm because he is an escaping unit. So get rid of KX. he runs away, and you do get very, very good rewards. Now, I will say, the rewards from this, sexy, right? Yeah, that's good. Like, if you've got that R10 tier available to you, the final tier, this will run 6 times minimum. You're looking at 6,000 crystals, but there's 2 events, right? So technically 12,000 crystals, right? And you're also then getting 60 girder keypads, 60 droid brains, and 60 servo motors. So it kind of pays for a lot of the investment that you already put in terms of the relic mats. That's kind of nice. And anytime they actually rerun this event in the future, which will really happen, but sometimes it will, it's just more and more value, right? So that's kind of cool. So let me just quickly show you the modding that I had on these guys in case anybody is looking to emulate what I was doing and maybe they were having a little bit of a hard time. So this is the setup that I went for. Cassian over here, we had him running at 352 speed, and I gave him just lots and lots and lots of protection because I want him to be survivable. Claire over here, she was my offense girl, so she's got offense sets, offense primary on the cross, offense crit damage primary on the triangle, sorry, and speed, rocking the 367 speed. She is fast, bro. She is a quick girl, and just under 12k offense over there, all 14,500 special. Cinta then, our other damage dealer, she's also running an offense set, and I threw a potency set on her to help her land those debuffs. 358 speed, still really, really fast. Offense on the cross, crit damage on the triangle, all that good business, and I did want to make sure that the crit chance was definitely over 100%. 103% crit chance here, 103% crit chance on Claire as well. Finally, Vel, I went full defense sets, and I gave her a bunch of health primaries. So even though her stats may not look great on paper, 300 speed and 110k health and 81k protection, she does have a decent chunk of armor, which is at 72.61%, which really does a lot in reducing that incoming damage. So if anybody, you're looking for a template to do, this is what I did. I'm not saying it's the best, just saying it worked for me. Okay then, coming up next and on to the star of the show. We are of course getting Zeb in a couple of hours. Whoop whoop, can't wait for that. But more importantly, you go to the era shipments. If you take a look at these Erodium Lightspeed tokens right now and hit this little eye, Era of the Revenge of the Sith or earlier. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You will now be able to go in and get stuff like, let's think Hunter. Hunter, the Mercenary. You can actually get these guys up. The new batch, you can get the Order 66 characters up. So you'll be able to get Apo. You'll be able to get Scorch, CX2. You'll be able to get Disguised Clone Trooper, Temple Guard, Dapper Balaba. I can't show those individual units because I actually hard farmed those the hard way. They're already done and dusted for me. If we just go by Clone Troopers, I did this organically. I already have Mace, so I can't actually, use any Lightspeed tokens on these guys. I've already done it, but it is still an absolutely huge win for a large swathe of the player base now. We are finally moving up those Lightspeed tokens. Technically speaking, this is even early for those characters. They shouldn't really be available till the end of this era. So take it for what it's worth, guys. That is freaking huge. I'm looking forward to in about 3 months' time when we should get the Pirates available, because then it's going to be so easy for people to start pushing into getting Pirate King Hondo, because we'll be able to use Erodium Lightspeed tokens on Vane and Kix and Quiggled and Silvo and Brutus and Thano. That's going to be sick. That's going to be really, really sick. Now, I don't think we'll have much of the time left for the current raid, Order 66 raid. We don't know when that's disappearing just yet, but it's probably going to go away sometimes in the next 6 months, all right? They haven't announced a new raid. They said the raids are basically going to be around about a 12-month cycle. And I've said this a number of times in the past already, but until CG say there is a new raid coming, don't just assume it's going to come, all right? Don't assume, for example, that these units are going to be raid units, because they might not necessarily be raid units. It makes complete sense from CG's perspective when they release R5 to say, by the way, this guy is going to be usable in the next upcoming raid. They didn't say that. They said he's usable for a GL that we haven't even had formally announced yet. If there was a raid coming, they would have said it there, because it would drive spending, ladies and gentlemen. It's not in their interest to say, oh, you missed R5D4? Well, now you're going to be screwed for the upcoming raid. It doesn't help them. It helps them more to say, These guys are for the raid. You really want to get them. So, is what it is. I don't think these units will be used for raid. They might be, of course, they might be. I could be completely wrong. But hey, I guess we will find out in a short time. Right, we have had a stupid amount of likes on my previous video, which does mean that I am going to have to do something that I already regret. Let's go to the main account. All right, you guys, I challenged you. I did challenge you and you rose to the occasion wonderfully. Absolutely wonderfully. I asked you guys 1,000 likes on the previous video and I would Omicron that stupid Jawa lead. Y'all went in and did 1.4k likes. I'm just going to dislike my own video as a matter of protest. But I am, after all, a man of my word. So let's do this. Oh, stupid nabbit. Territory wars. When a Jawa ally deals damage to an enemy, they dispel all buffs on that enemy. For every buff dispelled, that enemy is inflicted with a thermal detonator for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or resisted. When an enemy takes damage from a thermal detonator, Jawa allies recover 5% health and protection and gain 5% turn meter. There is also a 50% chance that the enemy is inflicted with a thermal detonator for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or resisted. I will never use this. But don't call me a liar, tribe. Don't call me a liar. I stick to my guns. I wait to see my guild ribbing me for this. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could like the video, if we get over 1,000 likes, I will feel so much better. I mean, you can try and make a recommendation for a weird punishment for me. I'll let, you know, hit the comments up down below, baby. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.